Attention, quiet on the set. It's Tirade TV.
So, lately there has been an influx of black women, and yeah, I'm still calling them women, regardless of what some people say. Women can't be defined or whatever. Um, there's been an influx of black women who've been appointed to positions of power, quote unquote. And for those who can't see, I was using air quotes when I said the word power or authority. Um, which on the outside looking in is a wonderful thing. I mean, me being the father of two black daughters, married to a black woman, my mom who raised me, and my biological mother are both black. My grandmothers are both black, and so on. So it's a wonderful thing on the outside looking in. It's wonderful, to look on TV from the outside looking in and see a black woman, and my daughter can look at those black women and see, we can do this, or we can do that, or we can achieve this, or achieve that. That's always a wonderful thing. But I have a bit of an issue. And let me use this example or this analogy here. As I said earlier, I am the husband of a black woman. And yes, I define her as a woman. Before I got married, I married or I before I got married, I dated, several different races. I dated white, black, um, Hispanic, Asian, and speaking particularly about the black women I dated before I got married, the question would be is me being a black man in America, why did I not marry one of the black women I met before or I dated before I got married to my wife? And the answer is very simple. They were not the right women, not the right women at all. We have to start looking at politics the same way. Just because you see a black face on something does not make it the right black face. I mean, it's real easy to be fooled or tricked into thinking that just because someone's black, they have your best interest at heart. I remember I used to have I used to have this Chevy truck I had probably about it may almost 20 years ago now, maybe. Um, I had a flat tire, and the tool that you use to let the tire down and bring the tire down where you can, change the tire, I didn't have it. So I'm sitting at a gas station, and right next door to the gas station was a barber shop, a predominantly black barber shop. So I'm asking people going in and out the barber shop, hey, do you have this tool? I mean, can you help me out? Whatever. I just need a tool so I can change my tire so I can get, down the down the road. And all I got was, man, I don't know what to tell you. Uh, they didn't say anything, but I got more of, I don't know what to tell you. So I'm like, okay. So Hispanic brother pulls up, and I say Hispanic because I don't know if he was, Mexican or if he was, from one of the other, I guess you can say Spanish countries. But I say, hey, bro, A matter of fact, I didn't even ask him. He saw me and said, "Hey, you got a flat there?" I'm like, "Yeah, the tool that I have to let the tire down, I don't have it in the truck with me." He was like, "Okay, cool, I got one." And he went to his truck and got it. And my first thought was, these black dudes over there didn't even try to help. Didn't even go look in their truck to see if they had any tool or anything. But here's a Hispanic guy who comes over here. I didn't have to ask him for help. He asked me for help. He asked me that I need help. And I think back at that now, look back at that now, and I'm like, where was Black Power then? Or where was BLM or Black Lives Matter then? Because it really didn't seem to help out too much then, right? So just because there's a black face in front of you doesn't mean it's the right black face, and doesn't mean that that black face or that black person has your best interest at heart. So I look at some of the women in positions of authority or who are influential, and I'm looking at them. We have the Vice President Kamala Harris. I guess she considers herself black or Indian or both, whatever. Not even for sure at this point, but and I think she's both. I think um, just because you see that person and she's sitting in a position of quote unquote authority, does that mean she's the right person to represent black women or black people? Then you have Katanji. I think that's how you say her name, Katanji Brown Jackson, the lady who says she can't define a woman. Which, if she can't define a woman, I'm trying to figure out, how does she know she's a woman? Um, yeah, that's just my take on that. Says she's an attorney, and it says she, and says she's making Black history. Which, let me tell you this, that's embarrassing. I'm being straight up honest with you now. That's freaking embarrassing to have a black woman in the position that she's in to say that she can't even freaking define a woman. Like, what sense does that make? What is that saying? See, that's the part I don't want my daughters to see. I want my daughters to know that they are a woman, that they're women. I don't want my daughters growing up, well, I can't define a woman. That's that's the part that's embarrassing. And in the black community, I don't even know if we see that. You get these smart, well, I'm gonna say intelligent, or let's say, I'm assuming they're smart and intelligent when they get put in these positions, but things that come out of their mouths prove otherwise. Maybe they're confused. But that's what I'm saying when I say every black woman or every black face or black man, whatever, that you see on TV or that you see behind a podium is not the right black person for the job. It's embarrassing. And then they give young black ladies this woman to look up to. I'm gonna tell you right now, my daughters aren't looking up to them. Matter of fact, my daughter's looking at her like something's wrong with her. Like, what the heck she saying? I'm serious. My daughters look at her and see her on TV or you know, in mainstream media and be like, man, what the heck is that lady talking about? I don't know. Then you have, and I hope I'm pronouncing the name properly, Karine Jean-Pierre, the new White House press secretary that took over for Jen. Is it Psaki or Pasaki? Whatever her name is. You know, they're touting they say that they're making history with her because of a couple of reasons. You know, she's come out and said that she's the first black person and the first openly LGBTQ person to be press secretary. But does she have the best interests of black people at heart? Or has she just been put in a position to fulfill an agenda? See, here's my thing. Every decision you make, regardless if you're president, vice president, governor, senator, congressman or woman, mayor, county judge, city council person, whatever. Every decision or every appointment you make does not have to be history making. Like, I don't understand that. Why does everything has to be history making? Like, they would rather make history than to be right. You see what I'm saying? And it's pandering, really. Like, we're so caught up in the black community on these racial issues that we can't see that the current leadership is pandering to us. They're doing everything to continue to get our support and to get our votes, regardless if it's a mass shooting, if it's promoting uh, black women and putting them in positions of authority. They're pandering to us. Like, I've been around people of other races that it's like they try too hard to prove that they like black people or that they're comfortable with black people. I can see it right off. I like right away. I can see it. And I'm the type of person I would tell someone straight up, you don't have to try so hard. That's just me. I would call them out. I would tell them straight up, stop trying so hard. You cool, but just stop trying so hard. You don't have to try so hard to fit into the culture. You don't have to try so hard to prove that you're not a racist. And pretty much that's what's going on right now, right in front of our faces, playing out in public mainstream media. It's sad. It's sad and it's pathetic. I mean, where was all this praise? I didn't really hear this much praise for let's say Condoleezza Rice. Not saying that she's perfect. Not saying that I'm even a fan of hers. But I didn't get this much praise for see this much praise for Condoleezza Rice. What about someone like um, Candace Owens, who seems to be smart and intelligent? She seems to be just as smart and just as intelligent as anyone you see on mainstream media, as Kamala Harris, as Ketanji Brown Jackson, as smart and intelligent as Karine Jean-Pierre. But no one really gives her praise. She's still black, last I checked. Now maybe I'm wrong. I don't have a birth certificate. I've never seen it. But to me, it seems as though she's black. She's a black woman. But no one seems to congratulate her on anything. No one seems to give her any praise. Why? Because last I checked, she is still a black woman. Is it because she's not married to who you want her to be married to? Like, if I'm not mistaken, I don't think she's married to a black man. Is that an issue? Because is that if that's the case, neither is Kamala Harris. So what's the issue? Just because she does not go along with an agenda? My only thing with probably with Candace Owens is the fact that I think she may attach herself to certain politicians a little bit too much. But outside of that, I mean, she could very well be sitting in the seats of any one of these women I just spoke about. Kamala, Ketanji, Karine, any one of them. But you see how that is just because quote unquote leadership tells you that someone is great for the community, you believe is great for the community, the black community. And I'm not dismissing other races because I know that there are other races in this, in this country. So I'm not, no disrespect to y'all. I'm talking about this because these are all black women that's been put in positions of authority. And honestly, it's really embarrassing. It's not embarrassing. And before you slow ones out there start saying that I'm talking about it's embarrassing because they're black. No, I'm not talking about it's embarrassing because they're black. I'm not talking about it's embarrassing because they're women. I'm talking about it's embarrassing the fact that they've put in positions of authority, not because of their intelligence, not because of how smart they are, it's because they fit a certain agenda. Because at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, they're still having to answer to certain people. And let's be honest with you, some of those certain people that they're answering to are not black people. You weren't put there because of your intelligence, because there are many intelligent women out there, black women out there who I would say may even be more qualified than some of these women are. That's not why they put there. They're put there for a specific purpose, a specific agenda. You know, Corinne Jean-Pierre, well, yeah, she has a double history making, you know, whammy, I guess you can say. Not only she's the first black, White House press secretary, but she's also the first LGBTQ White House press secretary. So they basically killed two birds with one stone with that one. Ooh. She's not there because of how smart she is, how intelligent she is. I'm not saying that she's not smart and intelligent. I'm just saying that's not why she's there. She could be a genius for all I know. She could be the smartest person in history for all I know, but that's not why she's in that position. Even the current VP, she's not there because of her smarts and intelligence. She was there to get votes. Because I can guarantee you, if an election is legitimate, Biden does not win this election without a black woman. See, I don't think a black man would have did it. Because you're really only killing one stone with that one. Getting black men. But if you put a black woman in there, you're killing two stones. You're getting black and you're getting women. That's a common sense thing. And then this other lady, Ketanji Brown Jackson, who says that she can't define a woman. What is that telling other young women in the black community? Like that's causing more confusion than what's already in the black community. And I don't think anyone really see it. Like they are using these black women. It's sad. And it's almost very upsetting and angering the fact that they are using these black women. They're using them. I mean, think about it. No real stand-up black man would want their wife to be used. No one would. And for those who are, people who truly support the black community, and I mean truly support the black community, you don't want black people to be used. So why are we looking at this like it's something great? Because it's a black woman? It would be great if it wasn't for the fact that they were being used. One thing I could always tell, or I should always tell black people is my race and my skin color is worth more than a vote. Like that's just disrespectful just to say that your race and your skin color is only important, during the main election every 4 years and during the primaries every 2 years, that's a problem with that. That right there is disrespectful and even racist, you know, by itself. When are we gonna wake up? They're using black people. It's like they're trying to do away with all the black men, whether it's by prison, by killing them, and they're trying to brainwash all the black women by promoting black women in positions of power and authority, not because they're smart and intelligent, but because they fit a certain agenda. And it's all it's doing is dividing the black community further than what it already is. So I give them kudos on that. So-called leadership and people in positions of leadership in this country. I give them kudos on that because they've done a great job of that. Have they done a great job of helping the black community? No. I don't care what the numbers say. I'm not a big believer in statistics right now, but overall, black people are still facing and fighting the same struggles we've fought for the past 70 years. Just saying. And as I always say, don't let mainstream media or any politician think for you. Do your research and think for yourself. See you.
I hope you enjoyed. See you next time.